Okay. Here, you probably want to grab 3. You can grab all of those feathers, but you don't have to. Stiv only doesn't grab the last 2 feathers. Okay. Now we have to go in here and get the warp cauldron. Okay. Okay, so here you want to fill in 2 of the notes by hitting A, and now you obviously had to skip that text, but what the text said was that if you hit Z, then you'll fill in all of them. So now on for the rest of the game, whenever we approach one of these, we just hit Z, and it will fill in all of them. And that's something that the game tells you, so you should know that, but, I mean, might as well just explain it. Maybe it'll help one person who's confused on that. Alright, so now we're gonna do Clanker's Cavern. Oh, also another little mechanic is that if you do a ground pound, and after you land the ground pound, or if you do a backflip, sorry, after you land the backflip, you kind of stop for a second. Like, if I want to hold forward, I want to go right as fast as possible right now with the backflip. It's slow, but if you tap A right as you land, then you'll flap out of it, which will save a little time. So you can go flap out of it, which saves time, so... Yeah, so you want to flap. Basically, all it means is there's a few instances in the game where you just, if you have to do a backflip, you want to flap afterwards to keep your momentum. Obviously, try to land on the very edge of the switches when you do, to just save distance. Just little things, but that's the cool thing about Banjo-Kazooie is a lot of these little things matter a lot. Okay, here there's a fast strat that you can do where you slide and then you go up this way. I'm not gonna do that because I don't think that's a good thing to do for a tutorial for someone who's watching this who's probably hasn't played the game or speedrun the game at all or that much yet. It's basically for advanced users. I'm assuming that Smasher already has something for it. But yeah. So the reason I left there and I'm going back is because the gloop cycle, which we'll see in a little bit, would be different. So you want to make sure that you're fast here, else it'll... Like, if you fall, the gloop cycle will be different. You're gonna have to deal with some weird stuff. So try not to fall here is what I'm saying. It's not the end of the world if the gloop cycle is different. It's just nice to have it be a consistent same thing, because it's the thing that you had practiced before then. If you've been doing speedruns of it. So... Fun fact, okay, Smasher does not have a tutorial for that yet. It's pretty advanced, so I wouldn't worry about it. It basically, I guess this is probably a silly but good rule of thumb. If you don't know how to find a tutorial for that, you probably shouldn't do it, because that means you don't know enough about the community and the people and the runners and stuff to really even do the tutorial. But I don't know. 615 found it a while back, and some of the, like 615 and probably like the top 7 or 8 runners will do it. All right, so here we're gonna grab the bubble right there. Probably a little more than that now for the top. Probably more than the top 7 or 8. But yeah. Notice that I hold down R when I'm doing that to turn around fast. Again, I'm going to hold down R to turn around fast here. And I hold R throughout this entire section, actually. Alright. This is actually a really useful tip. When you get the final note, and then you are going to go grab the one more bubble before you go up. As long as you go the correct route towards the Jinjo, because keep in mind you will be low on health, as long as you have 4 health after you grab the bubble, you will make it, but just barely. Unless you slow, then you won't make it. But if you grab the bubble and then you have 3 bubbles left, like let's say you just got 3 bubbles left, you're not gonna make it. So you're gonna want to grab air before you get the what is it? Whatever color Jinjo it is. So yeah. So I'm gonna grab the bubble, and I will have 4. So I can, in fact, go there. But like right now, if I had 3, like now I have 3. That's okay. As long as you when you grab the bubble, you have 4, then you will make it. Even if you have 3 right after that, it just means that it's going to be really, really tight. So you better just, make sure to not mess up. So yeah. Pretty drawn out explanation, but it's useful to know because a lot of people are like, "Oh, I'm gonna make it!" So yeah. Alright. Shoutouts to bear punching. No big deal. Alright, so here, there's 2 different ways you can do this. You can either flap, which is suggested for people who are new, or you can do Talon Trot, and then you can Talon Trot over. I actually kind of like either way, but I don't know. I'll just flap. That's usually the safer way to go. And then here you just want to hold down R and Z and just kind of... I like to kind of move slowly with the tooth, which is why I hold R, because that way you can kind of make, instead of like jittery movements like that, when you hold R you can kind of make smaller movements, just like little movements. Does that make any sense? So yeah. Or I guess, technically you wouldn't have to hold R. I just generally like doing it because then it kind of, the camera moves with it, so you don't have to, I don't know, you'd have to get a feel for it yourself. It's hard to describe. Here you want to try to land in the ring and then jump off it. It's not a huge deal, obviously, but it's like a second. Unless, of course, you don't go through the ring at all, then that's a huge time waste. Look at this, 21 rings? Perfection. No, it's not. 22 rings is much better. I think, did someone say 23 rings is actually possible with TAS, or what? I don't know, maybe. Smasher, probably no. Oh, no problem, Danny G. I like making tutorials, so... Alright, so you want to grab 2 of those notes. You can actually grab 3, but it's a little tight. I wouldn't... Yeah, 2 is definitely the way to go. Or if you mess up at all, if you feel like you're slow and you definitely want to make sure you hit that bolt cycle, I would just do just 0 or 1. It's not really that big of a deal if you don't grab all of them. Because you have to go back through there, and like I already just grabbed all of them, it's a little bit faster if you get them before the bolt cycle, because you're waiting around doing nothing anyway. Here you want to walk in and enter Talon Trot animation skip thing there, so. And then you can either ground pound or do a rat-tat-tap. Rat-tat-tap, you have to be low to the ground, so sometimes it's easier to just do this. Alright, so you can either do the fin cycle here, or if the fin cycle is not lining up, you could do the thing to get up here. And what you want to do is you want to be aiming right into the corner, both with the angle and, Banjo physically right into the corner. Or, sorry, the camera wants to be aiming, right into the corner, and also Banjo. And then if you look in just to the right of Banjo, there's a black square, and you can see the water level rising and lowering a little bit. It's a lot easier to see on emulator, but right now it's at the highest, and right now it's at the lowest, and it just fluctuates. When it's at the highest, you're gonna just want to go to the top of your jump, and then you want to press B to rat-tat up. You don't have to wait till it's the highest, technically. Some people just like to just try it and go for it, and sometimes they get it, sometimes they don't. It definitely does help, though. If you waited for the water level every time, you could get like 100% consistent at it, basically. Although the timing is a little bit tight to when you press B, so I wouldn't be surprised if 23 rings is tasks only. Okay, good to know. Oops. So here you just want to try to dodge these blades that I'm failing at. Wow. Do you see that? I didn't even hear I didn't even hear him get hurt that time. But it doesn't matter if you get hurt there, because you'll get your health replenished just like 20 seconds later at bottles. Although it does waste time, obviously. So here you want to hold down, and then approach the Jiggy. And then press A as soon as you grab it. And then we're going to talk to Bottles. We're going to skip all his text. If I had full health, then he would give me one less text. Because this last one here is saying... wait. What is it? Oh, I guess it's the first text that he gives you is... Oh, you're low on health. I'm going to replenish it. So, yeah. Oh my god. Actually, I'm going to restart this because I should never lose health here and I have to explain this. If you walk right along this crease, then you won't take damage. So I can just walk along this crease, right? Which is really cool. Like, people new to the game are like, wow, that's amazing. Like, oh my god. And also then there's those notes, and you can grab them. As long as you go back to the crease pretty quickly, you shouldn't have any issues. So I can go here, grab it, here, grab it, here, grab it, like that. And then we're gonna go back. Just along the crease. There's nothing special to it, and it's not that precise, like, at all. So. Alright. This is just a minor thing, but if you, like, tap A a bunch up these, it can save time. So, I don't know. Okay. Also notice that we had a animation skip there, like a little skip of the 4-second Jiggy Get cutscene that we have right here, because it was underwater. There's a lot of other parts of the game where that will happen, so the route tries to utilize that as much as possible. Also, I should probably say this a few times during the run. I'm not that good at the game. Like, I know the route, it's not as clean as other people. So, if you want to see a very clean run, like, let's say after you watch this video and you just want to see the route that you know now after this video, hopefully, and then you want to see it done, executed as fast as possible, and also as clean as possible, then I would watch Stivity Bobo's world record run. Also, alternatively, you could watch 615. But yeah. And there's more people, and I'll probably feel bad if I don't mention all of them, but I'm just gonna stop there anyway. You can find the Banjo leaderboards for all the good runners. Alright, so for snippets, after that text, which you would normally just want to press LRB, obviously, you're gonna ground pound on both of them. You're gonna Talon Trot, and then grab all of these notes along here. And then you're gonna hold Z and then shoot eggs, or crap eggs, I guess, to both of the snippets. And if you do it correctly, you should be able to enter Talon Trot and go up to the Jiggy while the eggs are approaching the last snippet, and when he dies, the cutscene will start and you'll be on top of the Jiggy. Probably won't happen, but we'll see. Okay, I'm gonna have to kind of get a rig this. No? Alright, so once this guy dies, you shoot this guy. If he dies to that, you get up here, right on top of the Jiggy, and grab the Jiggy. So, of course I did it slow, but at least I did it so I can show you how it's done, I guess. Alright, from here on out, we are not going to be we're not going to be going, or surfacing anymore. We're going to do a death warp at the end of this level, underwater, so it's pretty tight. I'd say if you do it correctly, you have about 3-ish seconds, maybe a little less, before you drown. So you only have about a 3-second window for mistakes. So just try to make sure that you're being as fast as possible here. Be holding B the entire time, and also holding R for things like quick turning right here. Some people have issues with, like, they're turning too fast in here. Like, let's say you're going, like, all over the place like this. You can let go of R in this section just to kind of have, like, a smooth, you know, smoothly go all the way back there. And then you obviously want to grab that Jiggy and turn around as quickly as possible. So you want to be holding R. Alright, so now we're gonna dive down as soon as we get out of here and get the last 7 notes. On this second to last note is when you want your air to go down, like right now. Yeah, or in between that and the last note. That means, like, you're gonna be okay as long as you turn around and get up there. If you miss that honeycomb, it's, you know, rough luck. You better hope that you can turn around fast enough and grab it before you drown, because else you'll have to go back and grab it after you drown. Alright, so, on to the next level.